Hey, thanks for watching Gunnymoto today. This will be a fun one. They say that not all who wander are lost, and I'm not sure if I was lost. At the end of the last episode, we took an unexpected turn to the right, and my map actually didn't work, so I didn't know where this road came out, and it went on and on and on. I knew the way back, but I didn't know where I was going. But I think it's true. Not all who wander are lost. What an amazing ride. Hope you enjoy it. Led King Basin, and going around Sheep Mountain ended up adding, probably about 10 or 20 miles to the day, but it was well worth it. Enjoy.
I'm not sure that pickup would make it up the bony steps that we came down. Oh, that's a Toyota Racing Development 4x4 Tacoma lifted. That's a very capable truck. How's it going, guys? Hello. I think we need to take a little detour over here to see this waterfall. Yeah, man. My front brake is squeaking, scraping. I either have some bad pads or more likely some sand or something stuck in there. Probably picked up a pebble. That's nice waterfall. Lots of campsites here. King Basin. Here's a word to the wise. When you're exploring somewhere new, whether on foot or bike or motorcycle, even in a car, it's never a bad idea to turn around and look behind you, so you can recognize your path out when you turn around. It is so easy to start doubting oneself. Mining claims lead to pockets of private property in the forest. Example right there. Beautiful. Woohoo! Now this is a little bit more fun. Not so bony, not so greasy. Whee! So the people that we're seeing now are coming from the Aspen side, from Carbondale and I-70. So it's kind of like we entered a completely different part of the state. Decided to be European. English at that. We must be getting close to something because it's starting to feel like a mile to me. My streets are paved with gold. One season a year. How's it going? All the snow over there. Welcome to colorful Colorado. Nice waterfall coming down the cliff over there at the end of the valley. Sometimes I wonder why the erosion humps are so big. I don't think they'd have to be that big to turn the water. Maybe they're wanting to turn a deluge of water. Yeah, this is pretty glorious. Have some fun on these. Yes, sir. Probably wondering why I took that so wide. I think the answer is because I could. like this are just fun. But I have a suspicion that getting home again is going to take all the skill I have at this point. Back toward the snow. Now I know we've gone a mile, so maybe I passed through King Basin and this road continues on. Might have to open up a map and look. Like that. We're getting way up here again. Let these guys move on, quit eating their dirt. Looks like we're about to go over the pass here though. I'm going to go back to the climate change one last time. Just to say that my opinion, which I told you, is kind of like I'm not taking a hard side. I just think we ought to use best practices. And quite often, when issues become politicized, that is the right answer. I mean, why make harsh claims about something that's not yet fully understood? But we can also look at the warning signs and do what's best for everyone. This Polaris 4-seater seems like a nice ride. But notice they're going half my speed, quarter my speed. Into another basin. I think it's worth going a little further to get the view of that basin there. I think it'll be a good time to turn around. There we go. Thanks, guys. Camping up here. Bet that's a cold night. headed back down. I better see where this comes out, because I do not want to do something stupid here. We've definitely gone way more than a mile. So this could come out in a place where I could make a loop, or it could put me so far out of my way that it's just not worth it. Time to consult the map. Talk to the guys that were in that four-wheel Polaris there. Nice guys. Let them catch up with me. They're from Iowa, out here enjoying this, and that's, you know, that's the reason I made this YouTube channel. So people like that can know what they're getting into and what to expect. But they had ridden or driven this route before, and they said they were only about 10 minutes this way from getting to Crystal Mills, another iconic postcard, and then I can turn around and go back up the way I came. But if I were to go back the way I came to get to King Basin from Schofield, then I'd have to retrace all of that, and they said that this would probably be faster. So since they've been here before, I'm going to take their word for it. I don't know the faster really matters, except that I'm hoping that the weather's going to hold getting over Schofield so that I can get home and not have to buy a hotel room or something. If they can get out of here in 10 minutes on that rig, I should be out of here in a heartbeat. Something tells me it's more than 10 minutes. Shale, slate. We're going to go down some switchbacks here. You know, this is nice road grade here in that it's not real bony. Kind of fun. Bunch of trees down over there. I don't know if you saw them. But that usually happens when there's an avalanche. Knocks all the trees over. But honestly, it does not look like a slide because there's not an avalanche chute above it. So, one of two things. Either someone got in there with a chainsaw and knocked it all down, and I wouldn't know why. Or there's a wind shear microburst, which is probably more what happened. Colorado doesn't get much in the way of tornadoes. I mean, I have seen a tornado in Colorado, but it was out in the plains. It was a little F1 finger. But it does from time to time get a major just microburst of air that pours over these peaks for some reason, dives down super high speed, and just smashes everything when it gets to the bottom. And that's kind of what that's looking like. Pretty rare event though. One day I went camping with my buddy Travis, and he's gonna watch this, I'm sure. So Travis, you'll remember this. We're in the Front Range, did some camping up on a mountain and dry camping. What I mean by dry camping is there's no stream. But it was pleasant. We were standing kind of on the edge of an overlook, a little bit of a steep place. And it was a hot day, no wind. I mean, it was just whisper quiet all day long. And we're looking across this broad valley for a couple of miles, maybe more than that. And we saw trees on the other side of the valley, just in a small area, start rocking back and forth and twisting. Well, what is that? Because there's no wind all day. And then we watched those trees, that movement of the trees coming across that big valley, closer and closer, and it finally came up on us. Okay, so here's your answer. There are chainsaw marks on the trees that are at the road. The rest of them, notice that their roots are exposed. Well, maybe not all of them. Some of them. Still a mystery. If all the roots were exposed, then I would say it was blowdown. Anyway, this crazy wind ended up going right over the top of us. I was picking dirt up and rocking trees, and pine needles were flying everywhere, and it was roaring in our ears. I mean, there were even good-sized pebbles got picked up and were peppering us. It was enough you had to cover your face. And then it was gone. And it was still, and it was quiet. Like nothing had ever happened. I had never seen anything quite like that. I mean, I've seen dust devils all over the place, in the deserts especially. Maybe that's what this was. But it wasn't like it was a day for dust devils, because that was the only thing that happened. You know? I'll tell you this. If you spend time in nature, you will see mysterious things that you won't understand. Look at those aspen. The noise on my front brake has stopped, so it was indeed a pebble. That's good news. One day I went hiking up to some high mountain lakes with my two younger sons. And we got up there. Well, I do not know what this is. I'm going to go on down. So we were standing there, and it was breezy and cool. I think it was fall. And sorry, sometimes I need to concentrate. There were these little, you know, this lake was pretty still. There are ripples on it a little bit, but it was pretty still in this one area where we're kind of sheltered under a rock outcropping from the wind. And there would be these little disturbances in the water that would shoot across the water, maybe 100 yards, maybe 50 yards. And it wasn't an insect or something swooping in and stirring up the water. What it looked like would have been if a small bird went through the water and dragged its toes across the surface of the water. Just barely. That's what it looked like. But there were no birds. And there was nothing that we could see that was causing it. And it kind of reminded me of some of these Walt Disney animations where little fairies would skate across the water and it would turn to ice. No idea what that was. A lot of mysteries in this world. And that's a funny thing, and you know, we build our houses and our buildings and our roads. We build our seawalls. We build them to protect us from nature, to make us comfortable. 10 minutes, huh? Maybe I should have hung a left. I'll find out soon enough. This should come out at crystal if one way or another. Well, by removing ourselves from nature, we miss out on the mysteries of it. And there are mysteries, beautiful mysteries. It's easy to understand why indigenous people around the world that live close to nature believed in magic. Granted, magic is kind of a romantic excuse for the unexplained. But sometimes I like to stop trying to explain everything and just enjoy it for what it is. Romantic, mysterious. Then nature can speak to you. Sometimes I think that's when your ears and your heart are open. I talk to a lot of people about how long it takes being immersed in nature to get into nature's true rhythm. I think with practice maybe it speeds up, but a lot of people say it takes like 5 days. A lot of people don't even know what we're talking about. But civilized society has a meter, it has a pace. I mean, you can clearly tell that when you're in the city versus on some quiet beach somewhere on vacation instead of rushing through traffic to work every day. The pace of life slows down. Well, when you go out into nature, especially backpacking, then you know your spirit is still beating to the drum of everyday life, whatever that is for you. And then you start slowing down and observing and noticing and being a part of nature. And when you do that, the rhythm changes. You know, almost like your heart stops beating quite as fast, and the frequency of your mind is more consistently in a relaxed brainwave. You see things that you might miss otherwise. This, I mean, I'm about to come out of this valley. I guess I'm going to find out where I am. I was going to try to look at the map again, but I'm almost out of the valley. I'm probably going to come out at Crystal or Marble. Sometimes you can bounce one out. Sometimes it'd be nice if a motorcycle had reverse, eh? I'm going to move a rock. The problem is my motorcycle's tall enough that when it starts to go up, the seat hits me and... Come on, baby. I revved up the engine there just to let the RPMs help balance the bike. Okay. The beauty of riding a motorcycle is the amount of ground you can cover and what you can see. But you're not going to get into nature's slow rhythm on a bike. kind of have to be on your game. So one of two things is going to happen in a little bit. I'm going to run out of battery on my GoPro, or I'm going to run out of memory on my SD card, my micro SD card. And then that's going to be the end of the filming for the day. So the question becomes, this is a pretty good adventure, but do I turn it off and wait to try to capture some of the return trip home? Or do you want to know where we end up to? Cliffhanger. I'm going to turn off the GoPro, and then I'll turn it back on and let you know how things turned out.